It's starting to heat up for The Walking Dead Part B of Season 11. Lance Hornsby is proving to be the most powerful villain we've ever gotten in The Walking Dead universe. What's going on, Walking Dead family? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, The Viking. Make sure you give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for a brand new video every single day, and every single episode of The Walking Dead universe is reviewed right here. But firstly, The Walking Dead has finished filming. The other day, it had its final day on set. Very sad. They had a big party. It's sad, I can't believe it. But the show isn't ending yet. We still have Part C, which is coming later this year, and we have these 2 episodes of Part B left to talk about. Plus, Fear the Walking Dead, Walking Dead World Beyond just finished. We have Tales of the Walking Dead, Rick Grimes movie, Negan, Maggie spin-off, Daryl, Carol spin-off. So there's loads of content for us as a Walking Dead fan base, but the main show, the title, The Walking Dead, is sadly ending. But this episode, okay, look, Lance Hornsby, I think the actor who's playing him is doing a fantastic job. And he may just be the most powerful villain in the Walking Dead universe. More powerful than Negan, the Governor, anybody else. Because look, he has an army behind him. He has politics. He has money, which is very important now within the Commonwealth. And now, you know, we have our group of survivors, but they don't have that much power. They don't have that much manpower either. But we do know that there's a revolution building within the Commonwealth. So maybe that's bigger and it can help the likes of Daryl and Maggie as the season goes forward. But I enjoyed this episode a lot. I really, really did. And we actually got an F-bomb. Daryl said the F word, which we'll get to. But this review right here is from vulture.com. We'll go through the episode. We'll talk about what we liked and didn't like about this one. The Walking Dead, Season 11, Episode 15. The Walking Dead recap. Lance, a lot. This episode's title is rather on the nose regarding the team that ties in multiple storylines together. In the midst of all the corruption and shady business within the Commonwealth, who can be trusted? Ezekiel has a mysterious side hustle that requires help from Yumako's brother, and Carl. Eugene needs Max and Mercer to risk their lives in order to figure out the connection between Sebastian and that list of names. And then there's Lance Hornsby, who doesn't seem to care that he's alienated Daryl, Maggie, and all of Hilltop, especially now that he may have a new, powerful, and very pissed off ally. We follow Ezekiel in this episode, and while it's great to see the former king recovering nicely from surgery, the details of his underground venture aren't very compelling. He recruits Tommy, Miko's low-key booze hound brother, to help him smuggle medical supplies, then gets rescued once again by Carl when they're caught red-handed. It turns out he's set up a secret location within a veterinary treatment area where he can care for folks who aren't so lucky to qualify for aid under Milton care. After a few tense moments, a very sweaty Tommy completes a procedure. Where is this headed? I have no idea. What's more intriguing than Ezekiel's side hustle are his words to Carl. While you'd think life at the Commonwealth would be easier, there's really just shades of grey. And also, she's stuck with him for the long haul, meaning one of them, likely Ezekiel, is a goner. There's also the matter of the list of names that ended up in Connie's hands. Rosita and Eugene meet with Connie and her sis to explain the secret Sebastian debt missions, and they realize April, the woman who was trapped in the safe room and ended up as a zombie catch of the day, is included on that very list. But who are the others, and what does all of this mean? Perhaps Lance has been using Sebastian to do his dirty work, rounding up anti-Commonwealth radicals, another dangling plot that needs resolution, and sending them on suicide missions. Whatever the answer is, Eugene asks Max to help him snoop around, knowing she would not only risk her career, but likely her life. Max can't do this alone, but it's a tough time to ask her brother for help, as Mercer is all in his feelings after assassinating 2 of his soldiers. Sure, they were vile dirtbags, but murder isn't Mercer's game. Or should we call him Mike? His name is Mike. One mystery solved. Luckily, the big man has strong women in his corner, as Princess establishes 2 facts. The 2 of them have great sex, and although she talks constantly, she'll listen whenever Mercer needs to talk, which seems to be far less often than he needs sex. Max interrupts Mercer's kettlebell workout to ask for answers regarding what the hell is going on behind the scenes in this crazy town. What happens if the Commonwealth falls? Who will protect these 50,000 people? That's what Mercer says. Max calls bullshit on Mercer's claim that he is just a soldier, as there's literally a poster on the wall that proves he's more superhero than Grunt. What Max says to Mercer definitely touches a nerve, and his image is on the poster with the slogan, "Do your part," prompting Mercer to release the crossover cables in a reckless manner that would certainly earn telling off to at Planet Fitness. Surely he will join whatever fight is coming, especially now that Max agrees to steal whatever intel Eugene needs. Whether it's Ezekiel's hidden hospital or Eugene's search for the truth, the shadow of Lance Hornsby looms over everything that isn't quite right about the Commonwealth. His obsession with locating the stolen weapons first led him to Riverbend, where he's not buying that a priest and a one-armed guy managed to survive a massacre that left Carlson's entire unit dead. So he's off to Hilltop, which brings us full circle to the beginning of episode 9. Daryl stands outside the gate in soldier gear, telling Maggie that something needs to happen. That something is a search of the Hilltop grounds for not only guns, but evidence that it's Maggie's team that took out Carlson's squad. Lance thinks he's found the proof he needs with a vintage Dodge that may have been their Riverbend escape vehicle. But no dice, the old gal won't turn over. However, he's been sitting on a rather damning piece of evidence, a baseball cap that just happens to fit little Herschel's noggin perfectly. Lance gets a little too confrontational with the kid. "Take any trips lately? How about your mom?" And quicker than you can say, "Okay, Corral," guns are drawn by Maggie, Daryl, and every soldier on the premises. Daryl has had enough of Lance's orders, his mistrust of Maggie, and threats towards their kids. You know it's serious when he drops a rare The Walking Dead F-bomb. "You've turned this place upside down and you've found nothing," he says to Hornsby. "So unless you want to die for nothing, tell them to drop the guns before something really fucking bad happens." Barrels are lowered, and Lance sarcastically remarks that it's a shame we couldn't be friends before leaving Hilltop empty-handed. But the smart master isn't done searching for those guns, and as luck would have it, his big break comes in the darkness of night. Somehow his troops locate a small armed tent where 2 soldiers are promptly shot without warning. The gun-tooting camper is Leah, of course, and Lance, knowing his enemy's enemy is his friend, is smart enough to see her as less a threat than a potential ally. He's got a thing for folks who aren't living the good life. Note his creepy arousal earlier as Daryl, Aaron and Gabe wiped out those walkers with head-splitting precision. Now Lance sees a woman who single-handedly stole his guns, killed his soldiers, and is surviving all alone. Just wait until he discovers she also has a major axe to grind with Daryl and the Hilltoppers. So that was a really good recap from Vulture.com. So I really like this episode. Very tense in places. And Lance Hornsby, for me, is one of the best characters in The Walking Dead history. He's really, really good. The actor is fantastic. He's very creepy and weird to watch. And he's got so much power. And it's funny how he can't go back to Pamela and say this is what's happening. Because remember, this is off operations. Like, nobody knows about this at all. So he can't go back and get like 100 soldiers. He can't go back and tell Pamela to kind of exile these people, because he would give away all of his plans. You know, he wants to be the main leader of the Commonwealth someday, and also all of these communities. So he can't really go back and get more help. But he is very good on screen, and I love how he's there with Herschel and he's trying to get information, but Herschel is like not giving him anything. And then, you know, things get crazy. And Daryl, I love Daryl there and that line delivery, you know, the curse word, the F word, that was fantastic, and it seemed very tense, and they weren't backing down. And Lance just basically says, it's a shame we couldn't be friends. You know, that right there was just kind of the nail in the coffin for me, that showed that Lance, the first chance he gets, he will massacre and take over Alexandria, Hilltop, and probably Oceanside as well. So it's going to be very interesting going into next week's mid-season B finale. What's going to happen? Leah, of course, wants revenge on Daryl and especially on Maggie. The Ezekiel storyline, yeah, wasn't the greatest storyline, but it's still good to see Ezekiel do something good, especially after his second chance, because Carol is the one who got him the operation. So, yeah, not the greatest storyline, but still, he's doing good. And we also have Mercer kind of caught in the middle of what to do, basically, help the people of the Commonwealth, or, you know, stay in line, because it's kind of, it's interesting because the show tells us 50,000 people live there, but it doesn't look like that at all. Of course, they can't get 50,000 extras, you know, stuff like that. We're just told to believe that there's 50,000 people in this location when it doesn't look like there is. But anyway, that's just a show thing. But Mercer will eventually come around. He'll help Eugene and his sister Max and everybody. So, look, it looks bad right now because Lance Hornsby has all the firepower, but remember Carol. Carol is kind of his right-hand man right now. She's doing a lot of work for him. So the first chance Carol gets, I think she'll kill Lance. She'll be there in the darkness, in the shadows, to kill Lance if he steps out of line at all. So you remember, Carol is there and she's a big factor and she's badass. So Carol will definitely step in if things get pretty bad. I haven't read the comics in full. I've read bits here and there and stuff on the internet. So there is a big storyline with Sebastian. I wonder if they will bring that into the show. They probably will. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that'll be very interesting. And guys, we only have, 9 episodes left? Oh my god, it's coming to an end. Very, very sad, but I think they're doing an amazing job right now. And I also want to thank the actors, the crew, directors, everybody involved with The Walking Dead for 12 years. 177 episodes, 11 seasons, my favourite show of all time. It's made me happy, sad, it's made me cry. I love this show, and I've met some amazing people online because of it. But guys, look, it's very sad, but good things must come to an end and new things start, and that's all of the spin-offs we're going to get, which is pretty exciting as well. But guys, what was your thoughts on The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 15? Let me know in the comment section below. Thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for Walking Dead content every single week. Come follow me on all the social medias as well, guys. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week for the mid-season finale review and breakdown. But in the meantime, there is other videos coming to the channel. Marvel, DC, Superman and Lois is a show that I review here every week, plus other kind of movie news, reviews, and all that kind of good stuff. Guys, appreciate it, really do. See you in the next video.